Eve's story, from paradise to promise. Today we're diving deep into Eve's story, not just because it's ancient history, but because it's our story too. Every single one of us can see ourselves in this first woman's journey from perfection to broken to redeemed. Picture this, a world without sorrow, without struggle, without one hint of imperfection. Eden was vibrant with colors beyond imagination, filled with peace that penetrated the soul. This was Eve's first home. God looked at Adam and declared, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Genesis 2 verse 18. Notice that word, suitable. Not inferior, not secondary, but perfectly designed as his counterpart. Eve was Adam's equal, his partner. They walked with God in perfect communion, completely vulnerable, yet completely secure. No shame, no fear, no hiding masks, just pure, authentic connection with their Creator and each other. But then everything changed. A serpent slithered in with his lies, and sisters, he's still using the same playbook today. He didn't roar, he whispered. He planted doubt with a simple question. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Genesis 3 verse 1. One question, one crack in the foundation of trust. The serpent pressed harder. You will not surely die. God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Genesis 3 verses 4 to 5. There it was, the temptation to be like God, to have control, to possess wisdom beyond what God had given. Sound familiar? We still fight this battle every day, that desire to be our own gods, to chart our own courses instead of trusting His perfect plan. Eve looked at the fruit. It was pleasing to the eyes, good for food, and desirable for gaining wisdom. Genesis 3 verse 6. She took it.
She ate.
She gave some to Adam. In that moment, everything shattered. Perfect harmony became discord. Intimacy with God became separation. They saw their nakedness and felt shame for the first time. But here's what will preach your socks clean off. Even in their hiding, God came looking. Where are you? Genesis 3 verse 9. Not because He didn't know, but because He longed for restoration. When they finally came out of hiding, God didn't abandon them. He pronounced consequences, yes, because sin always has consequences. But right there in the middle of judgment, He planted a seed of hope, promising a deliverer who would crush the serpent's head. Genesis 3 verse 15. Then watch this. God made garments of skin and clothed them. Genesis 3 verse 21. They tried to cover their shame with fig leaves, their own pitiful attempts. But God provided a covering that required the shedding of innocent blood. Can you see it? A beautiful foreshadowing of Jesus, who would come to cover our sins once and for all. They were cast out of Eden, but God didn't cast them out of His heart. He continued to guide them, to work in their lives. Eve became the mother of all living, experiencing both the joys and sorrows of life in a fallen world. What can we learn from Eve? Temptation is real and often comes disguised as something good. Our choices have consequences that ripple far beyond ourselves. But here's the gospel truth that will truly set you free. Even in our deepest failures, God's grace is bigger. His love is stronger. Eve's story reminds us that we're all prone to wander, prone to make devastating mistakes. But God is a God of second chances, of new beginnings. He's not surprised by your imperfections. He loves you in spite of them. Just like He had a plan for Eve after the fall, He has a beautiful, redemptive plan for you. Listen, the enemy wants you to believe that your mistakes define you, that your past failures disqualify you from God's purposes. But Eve's story screams otherwise. She went from paradise to fallen to forgiven to purposeful. She carried the weight of introducing sin into the world, yet God still used her as the mother of all living. She still walked in relationship with Him. The same God who pursued Adam and Eve in the garden is pursuing you right now with his relentless love. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.